You'll notice that there's somebody that's a little taller than I am standing right here, and that's Cal Dixon. You can assume that maybe, well, he and I were talking about synchronized water polo, but probably not. We're thinking a little bit of football. New York Jets, right?
Yes.
And what else here? Tell me about the college.
Went to the University of Florida, played for Galen Hall and that great coach Steve Spurrier.
Oh, yeah. I saw that, and you had an outstanding career. You went on to play professional football. Let me ask you about a couple of things. Number one, tell me a moment that always, when you think back on it, puts a smile on your face.
You know, for me, the first thing that comes to mind is the moment I was in pregame warm-ups, my first game in the NFL. So I'm in the Meadowlands in New Jersey. My first game is a New York Jet, and we're stretching, and I'm laying on the field, looking up straight up into the sky in the Meadowlands, stretching, listening to the music and the crowd, and I was like, this is my childhood dream. I actually made it. I'm here, and it's actually happening. It's come to fruition.
Now, what life lesson did sports give you that, say, doing something else might not have given you?
Yeah, it was always, no matter what, just giving all your effort that you have. I never thought that I was the best football player out there. There was better athletes, but, I gave everything I had, and that was good enough. It was good enough to get me from high school to college, and then giving that effort in college, that was good enough to get me to the NFL. There are a lot of gifted people out there, but actually putting everything you have into it, whether it's physical, whether it's mental, whether it's emotional, spiritual, whatever, if you put it all into it, I think you can achieve what you want to achieve.
Cal, if somebody wanted to have a career like you had, in football, how would you advise them? What would you say? What mentoring would you do for them?
First and foremost, I would tell young kids, do what you need to do in the classroom right now. I think in this age, even more than I ever had, what you do off the field is more important than what you do on the field. In this age of social media and immediate attention, if you do something wrong, it's on the news right away. You're doing the right things off the field, doing what you need to do in the classroom, be respectful to your teachers, get good grades, don't get in trouble when you're, off the field. That's what's going to get you to the next level to be successful. No franchise in the NFL wants to have a problem child right now. Everybody wants someone that is going to come to work, do what they're supposed to do, not get in trouble, toe the line, and just be a model citizen. So that's what you have to do to be successful, I think, in this day and age.
We have been so privileged tonight to be talking to so many runners that have achieved so much. Among them is Mary Ramba, and Mary is joining me now. Mary, one of the reasons that you first started running was because you wanted to lose a little weight and get into better health, didn't you?
Absolutely. In fact, what happened was my son's wife was pregnant with our first grandchild,
Right.
and the Lord put it on my mind that I couldn't be a good grandma. I was drinking too much. I couldn't function the way I should function. So I changed. I went to a doctor, a regular medical doctor, and he put me on a diet that was so strict. And I followed it
To the letter.
to the letter and more. And I stopped drinking on Cinco de Mayo 17 years ago. And I haven't had a drink since, and I don't need it.
Right. Now, how did you first get into it? Because it had to be a process, because you weren't a runner. You were probably enjoying the couch a lot.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
What happened
so-
was I started walking. I was walking around the track at Edgewood Junior Senior High School, and I had a bag of rocks. And every time I did a lap, I'd put a rock down, because who wants to sit there and try to count on your fingers?
Right.
And so I used to go to Health First in Merritt Island, and I jogged the track. And this man came up to me by the name of Jack Kenworthy, who's also being inducted tonight. And he said, Mary, I've seen you up here. He was working there at the time. He said, I've seen you up there jogging around the track. How would you like to run a marathon and raise money for a good cause? I went,
Right from walking around the track to running a marathon.
yes. So I had to ask him, what is a marathon?
Good question.
And when he told me it was 26.2 miles and my jaw hit the floor, I thought, okay. And I've done about 23 marathons since then, including Boston and New York and the Marine Corps and other marathons. But the thing is, it has kept me going. The miles and miles that I have run and enjoyed, the people I have met. Rebecca Sparks was my first coach. She got me running faster.
Good.
And I've been on. I've held just about every office at Space Coast Runners over the years. I have met the most wonderful people in this world.
Tell me and share with me, if you would, one of the things that life has given you, a life lesson from this kind of activity.
My job, so-called job, and I'm retired now, but this is my job, is to go up to people and say, find something you like. Anything. Walking, running, biking, swimming, yoga, you name it. Find something you like and do it. Not everybody's meant to run like I am. I'm a crazy running lady, but it's something that I can do. But everybody can do something, and that's my job now.
Get up and start moving.
And that's it. You got to move. My dad, who will be 93 in November, still walks a mile a day.
A lot of people in Brevard County know this man because of the successes of Palm Bay High School. He's Dan Burke. He's the coach there. And congratulations on being inducted to the Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Thank you. Very honored.
Now, that means that you have taken what you've learned and you've passed it on to others, and you've done it successfully, and so much so that somebody says, hey, this guy needs to be in a Hall of Fame because of all of he's accomplished. How does that make you feel?
I guess so. It's quite an honor, especially from your hometown. Being from here and going to UCF in Orlando. Used to watch you over there in Orlando, and then coming back home and having an honor like that. You can't lie to the folks at home. They know, they know where you come from. And I wasn't a great player. I became a good player. Never made it big, but I became a good football coach, and I enjoy the game, and I can still be around the game, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So, hopefully we keep going. What's going on. A lot of help, though. You got to have assistants. You got to have good players. You got to have assistant coaches, and you got to have great parents and administration.
But also, you have to be a good magnet to attract those good people.
Well, you hope. You hope you just hope those things are in place. And I've been lucky. That's the way I look at it.
Now, I know you've had many seasons to reflect back on, but share a moment, just one, that you always smile about when you think about it. It automatically brings a smile to your face.
I keep telling people it was one of the state championship games. We came back from Gainesville, and we got back early in the morning. We didn't stay the night. We got back after winning, and nobody wanted to go to sleep. So we all the coaches, we just kind of went over to the let's go wait for the paper to get. That was before internet. Our internet was popular, so we sat there and waited at a convenience store for the newspapers to get delivered that morning. And then as soon as they got delivered there, just looking at it and seeing it in print, it was a thrill to share it with your coaches. And that was one moment, since you caught me off guard there.
All right, now, life lessons. Sports teaches major good life lessons. What are some of the ones you've learned?
You got to come back from failures. I mean, we've all failed tons of times. I have, you have, everybody standing around here has. You got to come back from things like that. Setbacks, you just got to deal with them. And I think that's the number one thing I think anybody can learn from sports.
If somebody decided that, they wanted to become a coach, wanted to follow in your footsteps, how would you mentor them? What advice would you give them?
What's great about, we got so many great community coaches in our area. The Rockets are here tonight, the Palm Bay Rockets that won a national title. I mean, those guys are great coaches. I mean, that's just it. You could do anything, and if you can still have the time to volunteer and help and be a coach in the community, there's plenty of opportunities out there.